Okay guys, still working on the video for the lift kit, but when you get the lift kit on and you do your transmission droppy thing for an inch, because they account for the lift, and get your alignment right with the rear axle or the rear axle and the transfer case, you're going to have some shifting problems. So in this video, we're going to show you how to correct them shifting problems. Now this isn't going to correct the height, because your shifter for this Jeep is about 4 inches too short now, but
I can actually sit here a little bit.
Yeah, I like it because, you know, this is why guys lift their cars. You can help your lady in the car.
I can't even get into this.
So, perfect. See, y'all stay.
It doesn't happen.
So y'all stay with us and we're going to get into how we modified the shifter so you can use second gear and fourth gear and reverse. They're kind of important gears, especially that reverse one. You could probably skip the rest of them, but you kind of need reverse occasionally.
We hope, right?
So y'all stay tuned, we'll get in this. We got the lift done and we got the transmission dropped, and now all the gears down here don't work on the transmission. So reverse, second, and third, they're obsolete. We only have first, third, and fifth. So we can only go forward in very large increments. So we're going to take the shift knob out, and we're going to have to cut out down here so we can actually shift. I've already gotten this loosened up, and now I have to take the shifter out. The four-wheel drive shifter is broken, so great time to fix it because it just comes out. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here's our four-wheel drive shifter. We just need to fix that. But here is the shifter. And so there's this little rubber thing that I already pulled off. Hopefully I can get it back on. And then there's this ring that goes around it. You have to push and turn that ring left to get the shifter out because it's spring loaded. Okay, so now I'm hugging the transmission and I'm spinning this thing to the left, or trying to. It's down, so I'm gonna get up there for a screwdriver and try to spin it around some more. Okay, so I had it down, and I'm up here now. I've got a screwdriver on one side. I'm going to push and turn, and there. Oh, it's out. And you see there's the spring. So that's what you have to push in. It's got that little locking mechanism. And that smell of gear oil. Yummy. Yeah. So next we have to take this plate out. There's going to be screws all the way around it. I've already taken them out. You just lift it up. You already notice I have a short shirt covering the hole here. I didn't have to take off this shifter because it's broken. It just comes off. But I'm going to show you how to take this shifter off the boot so we can install it back and then install the boot later. Okay, so we already got the boot off, but we had to take and go around here with the screwdriver and pry it off like you're taking off a tire off a rim. And it's going to take you a lot of doing to get this done. But now our shifter's off, so we can install this back. Since we have such a lift, we're not going to put the boot on. It's going to go on down to this side. It's not going to go below, which is probably going to be problematic, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to install the shifter back in, so it's keyed, so it only goes in two directions. And if you want your passenger to shift, you would install the other shifter pointing the other way. So to put this in, you just drop it down. It's keyed to fit. And make sure it's in. Yeah, I think we're in. And then drop your little metal thing in. Okay, once you get it worked into place, you just have to get on there and twist it. And don't let it come back up until it's turned. Okay. And it helps you if you have somebody to get you tools to get it in. And I use 2 screwdrivers. And there, it's in. Oh, okay. So after I get this in place, then I slide the rubber seal back around and put that over to help keep out some dirt. Change sides because this side is easier with the wires being over there to get that on, that lip. But there we go. And it's installed back. Now if you see here, this is our problem. We're hitting the metal. Okay, so we're going to have to trim this metal because it comes back and it hits that, and that boot's keeping it from going in gear. It'll go in gear without this, so I guess if you could drive like this, then go for it. It's also hitting our center console here, so we're going to have to move our center console back. This right here is going to have to be trimmed because it's hitting this, and probably take about an inch off this. We don't want to take it past where it's the paint is, or else you'll see through the hole. Now, when we do this, we're going to cut this and the metal plate we took off, but we're not going to cut the boot. We're just going to move the boot back and re-drill holes where it mounts again. Okay, now we're going to cut out. This is for the four-wheel drive shifter. Okay. So now that we have it cut out, let's see. Yeah, and now our shifter will shift forward without hitting the side. Let's move it forward, and now we'll cut out the back. So now we're going to cut out this right here. We're going to first make our cut, and we're going to cut along here. We'll probably come from the other side, and then cut this side here.
The spark's going to be flying towards me.
Okay. And now we'll come back with a grinder and clean that up. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the plate off. I've marked it, and I'm just going to cut this whole piece out. Ta-da! Magic. Okay. Now we're going to just screw everything back together. I'm going to get some screws in this to hold this down. Okay, now that we have everything cleaned up, and we actually touched it up with some paint to keep some rust off of it, we're going to put this on. We'll put this on first here and slide this one over. And we want to cover up the holes, but we still want to shift. So we're going to pull the shift knob over here to its furthest back position. And that will leave it right there. Now I'll put some new holes in here so we can mount it without, and then put the other cap on top of it. And then we'll move this one, this shift knob, to its furthest position over here. And yeah, this is my goofy little shift knob, makeshift extension I made. It really doesn't stay on. And there, that should be enough to get that done. Okay, so we put a screw back here and a screw right here, and this is in place. We have a little gap right here. That should cover up with when we put the big major boot mount, but this is how far it had to be in order to be able to shift. Okay, now we're going to put the boot on. Shift boot. And that's fun. And we're going to have to probably take this off again because this is way too short now. You can't even see the threads. So That'll be our temporary shift stick until we get a shift knob. And we're going to bolt this down. We're going to try to do our best to cover up as much of the mess as we can. Okay, so we have the boot in. We only have 2 screws holding it. And it looks pretty good. It's, you know, not the best in the world, but it is a boot, and we'll have to, of course, touch up paint and things like that. But yeah, it's great. Okay, guys, so a little grinding, a little moving of the shifting boots, and we are shifting. Now, we did all this work, and we're going to come down a whole, we're going to take the 3-inch body lift off. So that may adjust things. But y'all stay tuned for that video. And also us installing the 4-inch suspension lift. I'm way behind. But, yeah, it works like that. And if you're looking for great recipes, good eats, check out our blog. She cooks great recipes every week. And, yeah.
I only cook every week.
You develop recipes every week. No, she cooks a lot. There's something yummy in there waiting for me.
I don't cook just once a week.
Yes. But she actually shares what
What do we eat?
she shares what you share what you cook at least once a week.
Okay.
And, also I try to write things. Not as good, but...
I'm not going to bore you guys anymore.
My stuff isn't as good. We're not going to bore you anymore. So y'all please take care. And if you like this channel, subscribe. If you like this video, hit that like button. Down there, looks like this. And y'all please take care.